But that was funny. 10:11 a.m. July 1st, August or 2086. In transit. The autocab hums a synthesized purr as our on-ramp merges onto the canopy superhighway steadily and suddenly all at once. Not much super about it, but it does cast one hell of a shadow. Canopy's always felt very arts and crafts to me. Cobbled together, always added on to the never finished, never planned. Clearly taken a lot of time and effort to make, but the end result's still ugly. And it feels like it could fall apart at any moment. Oh, she's physically here now. Cool. You okay, Morgan? You look like a little car sick. I'm fine. Thanks for asking. But if I ignore her text now, she'll just send more later. Which? Who is this? Hey, Freckles. Saw your friend Usher on the news. Rip. Who are you? Thank you. For trying to be sincere. Worth a shot. We all have our strengths. God damn, you are one passive-aggressive little girl. Why's all your flail petty go out the window whenever you talk to me? Flail petty doesn't work on you. What does that even mean? Filial pity. You love yourself too much to appreciate respect. Damn. True. Went to the train. True, went the train. See, Freckles, you could be very insightful. I gotta meet this witch. When you aren't too busy side-eyeing the whole world. Wonder where I picked that one from. Also, this is not from me. I'm pretty sure you were born muttering insults under your breath. Damn. The nurse tried to make you cry in your response by giving them self-esteem issues. Did you ever have dealings with Noble? 10 out of 10 shift in the convo. Subtle as a car crash. Subtle doesn't work on you either. Well, it might. If you were good at it. Damn. This is me asking you for advice. Oh. Okay. I guess this never sunk in. Cause you spent most of your apprenticeship asleep. But my clients were all celebs, the rich and famous. I didn't have that many dealings with the Megs that owned their likenesses. Is it really that different? Plenty. Celebs don't like people seeing their dirty side. So they pay smart people like me to clean up their messes. But Megs don't like people seeing them at all, period. And also, Megs are a lot more lively when it comes to something gross. Muttering? I'm gonna say muttering instead of the other word. Hard workers with a lot of stress to vent. Stop. Oh. Do you have any actual help to offer? Truth be told, I did have this one run-in where I got blank deep into corporate intrigue. Why? Cause I caught did it up the bank Annie Life's 45 poster girl. God damn it. Hard worker. A lot of stress to vent. Oh my god. Glad to know I can always reach out to you in my time of need. Gonna let that slide because I know you're in mourning. Look. Corporate types are all a bunch of paranoid drug addicts. Huffing glue and playing roulette on their phones. Anything? Well, I can't look at anything new yet. While fantasizing about stabbing everyone else in the meeting to death. So I didn't expect them to play nice just because Ashura was your pal. Oh, so don't expect them to play nice. My actual advice is, get whatever you're owed. Then get out of there as fast as... Fuck, boy! That's a beautiful thought, Auntie. Auntie? Like her actual aunt, or is that just what she calls her? I mean it. Corporations prefer Viking funerals. What's a Viking funeral? It's a dignified ceremony where the body's sent out to sea on a boat. Then they set everything on fire and sink the ashes to the bottom of the ocean. That sounds pretty... yeah. Try not to linger, Freckles. Oh, she does have freckles. You don't want to be stuck on board when they start knocking their arrows. Thanks. What the hell was that about me sleeping on the job? I worked harder in one day than any of you Gen Alpha drunks did all week. Also, this is the generation after Alpha. Whatever she would be called. Was that gonna be the Beta or the Omega? Should have worked smarter. And if you want to go there, you did literally fall asleep on the job. Sweet dreams. Aw, that's cute. That's cute. At the Xmas party. What is that? What is that? Why do you have that? Why do you have that? It's not even accurate. Work parties are still work, Freckles. I only had my eyes closed. I love that. I love the shift in tone. That's so adorable. Because all of you old farts had your cameras flashes on. Morgan, something wrong? You're sweating. Just deleting some spam. Got a couple more minutes of crawling through the canopy's guts before we reach David's part of the city. Uptown, our better half. Gleaming opera houses and towering corporate apartments, huh? Boutique shops with more cameras than customers. Penthouses stacked on top of penthouses and a frantic climb to the top of the rat pile. All rigged in by restaurants with long wait times and small serving sizes. Jokes that uptown folks go most of the year without touching street level. Not much of a punchline there, it's basically true. By now, his whole block must be swarmed with cops themselves, surrounded by media and all encircled by onlookers. I could try and enjoy these last few moments of calm, but if the storm comes either way, I'd rather use this time to try and find my footing. Cool. Get serious. Actually, Jess, if you got a second, I was curious about... Hey, David. The headlines. Saw the headline, by the way, the one your warm android saved the soldier's life. Ah, yeah, pretty feel good, don't you think? I love her dress, dude. I love her outfit. This is cool. So folks at the company must have been in high spirits lately, I take it. So what I thought when I first heard about it, but I don't know. Maybe upper management is never happy. Because they're still just riding sales harder than ever, pushing the traditional customer markets. I thought they'd start building a pitch for Congress the day this story dropped. A big patriotic campaign telling everyone why we need a contract for warm androids in the military. But I haven't heard about them moving staff around or anything like that. Maybe it's all above my pay grade. All corporations' power and money in the world. And they still such joyless assholes that they won't even celebrate their victories. Man, you gotta celebrate the victories a little bit. David's, yeah. I'm guessing you've already been to his place. Yeah, it's a real mess over there. It's that bloody? Oh god, no, not that kind of mess. I just mean with the cops stacked on the media, stacked on the lawyers, each of them with their own network of drones and all their droning. It's very, it's very high productivity atmosphere is what I mean. Gosh, she looks so fucking tired. That must just be her makeup. When were you able to get over there? Well, I got a call from Illegal late last night. They weren't exactly delicate in breaking the news to me. Last night? They said they needed my help sorting through all his... Well, you know how he left things organized sometimes. He's been dead since last night and they've kept... He's been dead since last night. They kept it under wraps that long? I know there are a lot of powerful people in his circle, but to stop it from leaking over 12 hours? That seems like more than just your typical powerful people trying to control the narrative. Seems more like there's something they've actively tried to suppress. I mean, he was the most famous man in the world. He was gonna get noticed. Eventually. So you found out last night? Right, last night. Oh god. I'm so sorry, I should have told you as soon as I found out. Really, it's alright. Did you see anything? No, I still haven't actually seen him at all. He was airlifted to the hospital ASAP and that's where he passed, so... But well, I didn't get the impression that the cops had been there that long. Not compared to the lawyers. They and the rest of the company people seemed pretty entrenched. Noble set up a camp before the police arrived. What time would that have been? I guess it got there around 9 p.m.? Yeah, because at 9:15 they switched my phone to silo mode and got locked out of everything but my work stuff. What? Sent my last blah at 9:13. See? Gonna expire whoever put me in heels this morning. It me. They can do that to your phone, lock you out of social media? Of course not. Well, unless I'm on the clock or off the... But on company only on their property. Okay. Oh, I did get something new. Starling. This is Jess. Jessica Starling. 24th. June 24th. Good birthday age. Does height O positive. 176 centimeters tall, pretty average height. Average weight. Executive assistant at Noble Electronics. She likes dancing, buying shoes, selling shoes, reselling shoes, dislikes hangovers, soft mattresses. You just like soft mattresses and machismo. Her earnest smile, charm points, very good smile, relaxes at bar hopping in the lower wards. Interesting and the best at reading the stock market. Okay. Masters. Victoria Masters. July 7th. 166 centimeters. Depends on the time of day. AB negative. Blood type. Lawyer to the rich and famous. Semi-retired. Likes handsome men. Pretty women. Expensive liquor. Okay. Does not discriminate on what she wants. Dislikes clingy people, prudish people, flying commercials. Jewelry, 24 karat. age difficult to verify, smokes cigars, Death 13 cigarettes, and other adult stuff. What's the other adult stuff? They can remote all my tech, yeah. How convenient. So if I got in at 9 p.m., I'd guess the rest of the company people had been there since 8:30. I hadn't been there more than a few minutes before the mood changed. Word about the hospital declaring him dead had started to leak. I see. He died after he reached the hospital? That's unexpected. It's 2086, you might be in trouble if you're stuck in bureaucratic purgatory when you need to be in the emergency room, but other than that, reach the hospital alive, a good doctor can stabilize most any patient within a few moments. Noble Electronic leading programmer would have had a very good doctor. So what in the hell happened? Is she mistaken? Was he just not officially declared dead until reaching the hospital for some reason? Or hard to think about, I know. Yeah. Or hard to believe. You and David. Remind me, how many years did you and David work together? Oh. Well, I started with the company for stopping the Noble Electronics, or Noble 54527-2.85 degrees today. What? Better known as Noble Electronics, or simply Noble, this is the fastest growing automated independent corporation on the globe. They spent most of their 21st century chasing consumer tech trends like wearable smart UI interfaces, only pivoting to Android during the 2070s. Amidst the decade's economic upheaval, the corporate struggling to break through to be the higher tiers of corporate power until David Assure revolutionized their products with his Turing solution. The technological breakthrough that followed. The years since, Noble has secured approximately a third of the automated dependent industry. Damn, they just monopolized that shit, didn't they? Global market share with their desk hologram interface and animated series of upper middle class luxury androids, in particular helping them grow at a monumentous pace. Noble recent foray into biomechanical androids was inevitably met with skepticism when pre-orders lagged behind previous year's numbers, but the animated 16 is projected to reap record profits for Noble over the next 8 quarters. How many? Next 4 years? Because there's 4 quarters in a year, right? Company, they offered me a temp contract when I was graduating. Oh, that's nice of them. I was put in HR right in the middle of hiring burst, so I spent 2 months in the Warrens. Then an aptitude test got me fast-tracked to mid-low management. Sorry, Warrens. Oh, that's just what we called the company dorms back then, and on account of all the people. Plus, it was underground. Didn't see the sun for the first month. My skin got so dry. Is that normal in your industry? Normal for everyone I've worked with. Except David, of course. But he was the best. Yeah. One Tuesday morning, David Assure walked right up to my desk like I had won the lotto. Said I should come work for him, Dr. David Assure, directly. On a random Tuesday morning, like it was nothing. He didn't like to do things on Mondays. Said people were always too tired to get anything done anyway. Yeah, that's right. Man must have skipped Mondays and came into work on Tuesday. Wish I could do that. He did say that. I should know by now, right? 3 years of arranging meetings and keeping him organized, and occasional straightening his tie. He was a good boss. He was a good guy. Yeah. The music cutting out was perfect. When did you last speak with him? In person? Thursday. Thursday afternoon. The day before yesterday. He seemed normal. I mean, I didn't. We still don't really know anything, Jess. You're right, thanks. And the music cutting back in to cut the tension was really good too. I liked that. That was a nice musical cue. Thursday's the last time I saw him. That was when he asked me to meet with you. The request. Perfect lead into the request, by the way. I have to wonder, what kind of request did David make of you that it couldn't wait a few days? Right, of course. Does she have the inhaler for anxiety, or does she have asthma? He asked me to give you something. Something? Is she trying to build suspense? Right, it's just, well, I don't know exactly what it is. You have no idea? He asked me to give you the contents of his safe. Are we headed to the bank then? No, see, he had this private safe in his basement. Maybe you've seen it? Well, I say safe, but it might be more accurately to call it a storage locker or a false wall. And all he told you was that he wanted me to have what's inside. Right. He was very clear about that part. Your eyes only straight into your hands. Handled in person, he said. Strange. Strange indeed. This is all pretty analog for someone as technical and gifted as David. Coming from anyone else, I'd call it paranoid. But David was never paranoid, even when he had every right to be. If he wanted this handled a certain way, it must have been for a good reason. So, David asked you to do this on Thursday, correct? Yeah, Thursday. And he passed last night, Friday. Yeah. Wait, you don't think that when we met, he already decided it's not healthy to speculate on that sort of thing? More importantly, it's not helpful. The day don't have anything to offer this time. I should know. Excuse me? You're probably right. Besides, we'll need to focus. Judging by the size of the crowd I'm looking at, it looks like we're about to jump into the thick of it. Oh, am I gonna have to play lawyer? Okay. Playing lawyer. Easier said than done. Damn, this is all still one day. Noble Employees Housing Building. Platia. Lobby. Oh, I'm definitely saving now. I'm scum saving, I don't care. And I thought there were a lot of police here before. Maybe too late to ask, but you're not bad with crowds, are you, Morgan? She's kidding, right? It's downright airy in here compared to what we just waded through. Wide eyes and clenched fist, heads peeking over shoulders around signs. Police both mechanical and warm-blooded, closing ranks with holograms and quick-set wires to draw a severe perimeter. While protesters, mourners, fanatics, and busybodies shuffle about the edges of the police line, the heat of their panic anxiety washing over. Who the hell were all those people? Well, they've always been people with strong feelings about our products. Androids step forward into the mud, gently, firmly, unfeeling, parting the human tide. Most of them with official police branding, but a few remotely deputized consumer models emerged from the crowd to join them. All of them built by Noble. All of them built by David's code. All of them standing vigil outside his tomb. That's crazy to think about. That's crazy. This is all technically company property, isn't it? Yep, David had the penthouse all to himself, but every other floor's tenants are Noble employees too. Not an uncommon arrangement in Uptown. Work at Noble, rent from Noble. Wave hello to your noble neighbor. Hello to your noble neighbor in the morning, and make sure to request a spot in line at the official company's crematorium. They don't actually do that last part, I think. No, they probably do. They probably do. Does Noble handle employee funerary arrangements? Yeah, it's pretty standard benefit, actually. It's cheap for them compared to dental. It's cheap compared to dental, what? But Noble's always been generous with benefits. Work hard, the company will have you set for life. And after. Woman, you snapping like that makes me worry we about to throw hands or something. Both the state and Noble have gotten themselves entrenched here in the lobby. Security and damage control and PR and liability. Everybody's just glad to be working. Feeling a little overstimulated. Any chance we could just skip all these checkpoints? No, absolutely not. So who do we need permission from? The cops or the company? My request was sent, so we should have to go ahead from both at this point. We won't need to go near the actual it's still called a crime scene if it's not technically a crime. I don't want to think about how many suit nobles paying to debate the question right this very instant. David's vault is the penthouse's basement, but we can't get to it from these ground floor elevators. We'll have to ride straight up to the top rooftop veranda, walk in his front door, and then head down. Jess says we can do all that without stumbling across where he died, then... Okay. So if we just flash my ID card in it, any problem that comes up, including him... London! You're back, buddy. Hey, ladies. Look, I'm sorry, but I'm afraid we're at a capacity at this moment. Let anyone else by, and we won't be able to maintain. Huh? You're that lawyer Morgan. You caught me, detective. How long has it been? Feels like it's been ages. Has it only been a year? Oh dear, not still bitter about our last encounter, I hope. I'll live. I don't see the spunky one around. She's taking a mental health day to preserve that unflappable charm. Detective Reyes is around. Why you miss her that bad? I've had blind pimples that were more endearing. You two know each other? Just Starling, meet Homicide Detective Quasum London. London. Nice to see you again, buddy. Oh, his likes have changed. He likes fall colors, morning air, dimples. Interesting choice. Just like touchscreens, cheap earbuds, and white rum. What? White rum? White rum's okay, right? I haven't had in years, but... Likes both cats and dogs. Nice. Good at coming up with nicknames. Alright, bad at remembering birthdays. Nice. Everything else in here? No. Can I even customize my phone? Excuse me? What? Sato's... Dude, this is so cool. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, Homicide Quasum London. It's a pleasure, miss. Oh, likewise. As you might have guessed, the detective and I are acquainted. Comes with this line of work. Morgan's being modest. Morgan's being modest, sweetheart. We're practically blood. Oh, well, sweetheart? Something wrong, Starling? No, nothing's wrong. Did she get a little flustered? But close as we are, I still can't just let you walk in off the street and onto the scene of an ongoing investigation. Even Noble's lawyers have to play by the rules today. Play by the rules, so there's a game afoot. What makes you assume I'm here in professional capacity? You're a criminal defense attorney and we're at a crime scene. Call it an old man's intuition. Good detectives don't rely on intuition, though do they? They rely on evidence. Oh, I don't rely on it. Don't worry. I just need to lean on it every now and then when my back acts up. Oh, cool. Guy gets a bit of gray in his hair and thinks it's a free pass to act like a goddamn cowboy. Fuck yeah, dude. Fucking love London. He's so cool. Well, I'm afraid your intuition is off this morning, detective. I'm here on a private matter. Who? The deceased wasn't your client? No, that would have been a conflict of interest. Conflict of... You two knew each other. I see. In that case, allow me to give you my condolences. Thank you. But what I could really use is a bit of your help. They're both like, excuse me? You sure rally fast. Jess. Right. We have this clearance here, Detective Sir, from legal, which allows us... That's alright, little lady, I trust you. You can leave the paperwork holstered for now. Little lady? Fuck, he's just hitting her. He's like rizzing her up on accident, and it's amazing. We aren't here for David, really. We won't be setting foot anywhere near your staging area, detective. Alright, why not? How generous. I can't afford to be generous today, because if I screw up, he gestured to the lobby full of suits and cops. Plenty of folks at hand, ready to pick up the slack. Well, if you're that at ease, perhaps I can take this time to ask you a few questions. Hey, you can always ask, Tiger. But I think you understand what I mean when I say whether or not I can answer it is not entirely up to me. Ooh. Well, he's obviously not going to be able to. Investigation, looking tired. Let's start with this. You're looking a bit haggard. How long have you been here anyway? Since this morning. But civilized folk don't call it morning when the streetlights are still on. Even if he had got here around 1 or 2 in the morning. That still means homicide wasn't brought in until hours after Noble had the lay of the land. Sounds like you could use a break. I could use a retirement package. Hey, you're a lawyer, right? According to all my business cards. Think I could sue for elder abuse. Not that kind of lawyer, sorry. Damn. That was a good one. I like that. The humor in this game is so good. Dude, it's so good. You would lose, though. Already regret asking. Why they got a homicide detective losing sleep over this anyway? A man is dead and he wasn't killed by fire, vehicle, organized criminals, or disinformation. Killed by disinformation as far as we know. So at the moment, homicide's technically not the worst fit. But we're leading in name only. A high-profile death like this, everyone's got eyes on us. And hand placed firmly on the back of our neck. Cooperating. You boys and Noble are getting along with each other, sharing your toys. Some of the younger ones are bristling. But I always play well with others, counselor. Just be careful, sir, with that wording. You know how well do the Megs play with you? They give you full access to building security. Oh yeah, Megs. Megs is a derogatory and hateful term used to refer to the called. Okay, yeah, I read this in his personal thing, right? The interview at the end of Zero, I believe, if I remember correctly. full accessibility. They give us access and say it's full. Some big penumbrum system, top of the line coverage to top to bottom of the building. The size of data streams, torrently. It'll be a while before we can start making sense of it all. A more conspiratorial man might think that was intentional. Bury us in data and hope we're too swamped to find whatever they're trying to hide. Maybe. Wait, they gave you full access to Penumbra, but that means every android in the building is feeding you their full spectrum. You know your stuff. The Penumbra full data from an android's connected to the building's net, but that's not much help since there weren't any androids in the penthouse. Right. You know, I heard the rumors, never put much stock in them, but it's true. I sure really never owned a single android. Never. Well, I suppose I might do the same if I was the genius who programmed them all. Every time they opened their mouths, it'd just be his own lip service refracted 1,000 times over, echoing back at him from behind a mask he carved. So that means all you'll have to investigate with are the penthouse security cameras. Yeah, but that should be more than enough to wrap up a case like this. In a good way, I mean. We're very much on top of this, ladies. The investigation. Let's just ease our way into the controversy still. I've been checking my phone, but the only thing the news seems to agree on is that David passed away. Sorry, but if you're asking for details, no thank you. For not letting them make this into a parade. Yet. We do our best to respect the privacy of anyone involved with an ongoing investigation. He declined to say victim. Detective Dr. Asher was a close friend of mine for many years. Yeah, he trusted Morgan more than anyone. Can you tell me if he killed himself? Ooh. Oh. It looks like that's the case. I see. Thank you for telling me that. Dr. Ash? Yeah, you're, well, sorry. Another round of guarded words. David was an important man, and it has only been a few hours. All this tiptoeing gives me the feeling that whatever happened to David, it wasn't cut and dry. Controversy. David was one of the biggest names in tech. He was facing Noble Electronics. One could arrange androids are only as common as they are today because of his contributions to the fields. Some people felt that way, sure. Do you think anyone would want to hurt him because of that? Remind me which one of us is the detective again? You really won't let me pick your brain. You already know the answer. Yes, ads are controversial, androids especially. We at Noble are aware of that our products are sometimes the subject of heated debate, but no need to quote the handbook to us, miss. Truth be told, I've never really understood the hate. It's not that complicated, is it? How many people have lost a job to an ad at least once in their career? Every last one of them lost their jobs because their bosses, their flesh and blood bosses, fired them. Nah, ads are just a symptom. Scratch that. Ads are just a product. Getting mad at them is pointless. And vandalizing them is less than pointless because, unlike us, they're all insured. And besides, Android products are surged over the last decade to become one of the nation's biggest exports. True. Nice to have at least one thing we make in this country. That's right, Noble only outsources the products of a small handful of internal components. Every other part of the manufacturing process is proudly done right here at home. I somehow doubt everyone considers the specifics of Noble's supply chain to be a point of national pride. Oh, Jesus. But you don't need a political science degree to see how much the state values Noble's contributions to the national economy. Alright, now listen. I don't mind being helpful. And I'm trying to be sensitive here. But we really do have a lot on our hands at the moment. So I'm going to have to ask you to be discreet and ideally fast. Well, our business is just in the basement, David's basement. But the penthouse is on the top floor of the roof, so its basement would be second to the last floor if you want to be technical detective. That the point is, we don't need to go into the kitchen or the parlor. We'll go straight back to his workshop and head downstairs. The kitchen and the parlor. I understand. But all the same, I'd like to escort you two ladies there myself. Wow, an escort like royalty. Isn't he a gentleman? Yes, he's... Lead the way, detective. Girl is smitten. She's smitten on for the cowboy. True to his word, London ushered us past the chattering suits and humming drones, through the checkpoints into the elevator. Nice. As it climbed into the sky, we got a good look at the growing throng of people gathering outside and its shifting makeup. Seems like the mostly protesters now are worse. Brand loyalists. Idiots led around by the noise of their whole life, following the musk of whatever trend is laid out before them each morning. Today's trial having led them here, for half reasons they couldn't put into words even if their lives depended on it. Like they're insects. Ooh. Damn. She is scary. Very scary. And then look, and they look like them from up here. They're probably already preparing their spin, the misunderstood genius of Dr. David Assure, a video essay in 5 parts. Why the company insisted on cultivating such a following for him, I've never understood. They could have easily pinned his achievements on someone more marketable. Some random photogenic employee or a fashion model with glasses. David wouldn't have minded. He never wanted the attention, the chaos. Maybe it's as simple as bad luck. He just happened to have the right look for the part. A man buried in his work, with the eyes fixed ahead. 10:32 a.m. July 1st. The letters are getting all janky. 2086. No one just popped up. Noble employees, housing building, Platia, penthouse. This is what his laboratory. His shop, he called it. How down to earth. It's messy in here. David was always disorganized. Why a programmer needed to make such a mess just to run tests on computers, I'll never, but sloppy as he could be, he didn't like it when people saw it. If he was leaving things like this, he must not have entertained any guests down here in some time. Thanks for all your help, Detective London. Don't mention it. You want me to step out? We won't take long. Not lacking for boldness, are you? Look, I have to take a phone call. We'll be in and out as soon as possible, promise, and whatever Dr. Ash wanted. When it's set aside for his foundation, we'll be sure to flag it. Right. At least she's already wearing gloves. If we find a dead body, you'll be our first call. Morgan, what was the stuff about his foundation? Dr. Seuss's charity has always been managed by an outside group. You haven't spent a lot of time around crime scenes, have you? Actually, this is my first. Well, generally speaking, it's not really common to retrieve things from the premises while the cops are still searching them. Oh. Look, if David had something to give me, we can go get it. We just can't make a ton of noise about it, understand? Of course. Great. After you. Right. Quiet as a church house. The phrase is quiet as a church mouse, but church house be very loud depending on the church. Caught myself. Anything new? No? Caught myself. I'm okay. But now doesn't seem like the time to correct her. So we're just gonna... David's shop was a mess, but the mess felt familiar in a very David way. Coming down here, I barely recognize the place. For starters, there's a goddamn gym. David hated exercise. Always claimed he didn't have time for it. Even when I got him that treadmill and the subscription for the personal coaching program with the scheduling subroutine. Said he couldn't find the time. And then even when I explained to him that the program accounted for that and adapted to his schedule, he's still... Morgan, what's up? You're smiling. What's so funny? Nothing, just surprised to see the place is renovated. Yeah, he actually had me a mail tag with a couple of contractors a while back. Never thought I'd have to learn so much about concrete and wiring and marble. Did you know marble needs to be treated or else indoor air will start to corrode it? I didn't know that. Is that true? Wait, is it not? But her guy told me that without epoxy finish, the entire bar table could... Is that the vault over there then? Yeah, stands out, I guess. Wow, it's obviously something. Like, obviously, it's not even, like, trying to be hidden. Huh? Nervous? What's that? Oh, a little... I guess. But the inhaler helps, mostly, so... Aren't you going to open it? Open it, don't you know the combination? Nope. I do not know the combination to David's basement vault. Oh, no, how could I have? He didn't tell you or give you a code or... He gave me the code to get into the building. And the parking garage. But not the code to whatever this is. Okay. You know, there were a lot of scattered papers back in his shop. Could have left you a note on one of them. Yes, he could have. In fact, I think he probably did. You just stay right here, Morgan. I'll have this settled in just a sec. Sounds good. Oh, Morgan's gonna go snooping. Right then. It's definitely locked. Looks like it's a Tethys Basics Certicured Anti-Hack Anti-Digital High-Ranked Coded Panel. That was a sentence I had to read. Also, I now have a new word. Tethys. Tethys is the largest online shopping consumer shipping corporation on Earth, and a dominant economic force that frequently courts controversy by skirting monopoly and labor in every nation in which it operates. And yes, we really do have everything for sale, so ditch this lame-o search engine head over to our online store to find what you're really looking for. Hot stuff. Okay. No, not interested in sponsored search results. See further with the premium account. I just got flirted with my datapad. Okay, good to know. Nothing basic about it, but at least I can see the password's limited to 6 characters. Only 1 million possible combinations. Get lucky. Ooh. Yes, save's coming. Maybe I'll get lucky. Slim chance. What the hell? Why shouldn't I give it a shot? Try my birthday? Nothing happening. Okay, that was dumb. I didn't really want to dwell on why I thought that would work. Forget it. It's a different terminal over here. Part of security system, according to the label, maybe it controls the whole room. And its password protected too. The code's 64 digits long. What's the point of a camera system that hard to crack than your literal vault, you egg-headed? Okay, yeah, a programmer probably would care more about his IoT than whatever he could fit in a safety deposit box. What's an IoT again? Internet of Things referred to the network data sharing that goes between all the countless electronics that we... Okay, I've read this. Oh, wait. This is different. One of the coolest ways that IoTs improved our lives is the usage of crumbs. Small packets of data containing your own unique identifying information throughout your day as your own IoT device says hi to other devices. They'll leave behind crumbs as a parting gift, crumbs allowing for paperless identification and payment. And help the government manage human and vehicular traffic. So, basically, it tells them where you're at all the time. Cool. Kind of like a phone already does. Guess it's 6-digit vault or nothing. But I'm a lawyer, not a lockpick. Whatever other felons I get up to in my felonies against my private time, I'd never pull up a bank heist before. Only tool I've got here is my head. And a gun. So what do? Now whatever David put in his safe, he wanted it kept secured. And I also know that he wanted me to have it. So maybe he thought ahead, maybe he guarded it in such a way that I would be the only one who could get to it. David liked games. He really liked beating me. So if he's left one last puzzle for me, I don't mind going another round. Where was new edition? Looks rough like sandpaper, but it's bouncy, rubberized. Feels like something you drag your feet on at the gym or a factory floor. It's more high performance than high glass, expensive, but not in the way you'd expect for a penthouse. Well, scratch that. It's actually cracked here. Rubber doesn't break, it bends. That's its thing. So someone must have cheaped out during the installation, left defect in. That or David let a jackhammer on overnight. Ooh, man, had some liquor. This must have been his spare liquor cabinet. This is the spare one. Damn, there's a lot of good stuff in here. A lot of bottom shelf swirl. Kind of bargain bin vodka and nose burner whiskey that only an undergrad programmer could love. Nostalgia sweet like that, overpowering. 1 part per million can cover up even the cheapest aftertaste. Cool. David's wine collection, still towering over the room. don't know why he'd buy so many bottles he didn't even particularly like the stuff. Maybe he just wanted to look fancy. Maybe just to fill out at least all these shelves. But not all the bottles are untouched. Some of them don't have dust on them at all. There's a mechanism for retrieving bottles off the rack. The latest bottle chosen was Merdecamp. Okay, something's going on. A Merdecamp 81 could be significant, except vintage only lists the year they were bottled, not the month or day. It's not enough digits for the code. So 81, what I'm working with right now, no evidence. I have 81. This had a number I missed. Admire. Very big painting. And it's impressionist. Not cubicle. Yeah, cubicle. Don't just give me random factoids. It is not? That sounds right. Are you fighting with me? Whatever its style, I do remember that David liked this painting. Big blue painting. Predatory Predator. Predator is an oil on canvas painting by the mid-21st century neo-abstract expressionist Mads Haastpoor. Arguably his most well-known work, it was displayed in the Krulium Contre d'Art Moderne for 9 months before Haastpoor entered the premises on 11/25/50 and used a hunting knife to cut the singular massive canvas into 3 separate pieces. When asked for comment, Haastpoor replied, "My works are not complete until they have been signed." If there was a date on it, that could be a 6-digit password, but I don't see one anywhere. Maybe signing your work was considered gauche amongst the cubicleists. Wait. Return. The painting, 11/25/58, is a 6-digit code. But then there's the 81 from the bottle over here. Taking a closer look, it's a pretty serious looking set of resistance training equipment. And these weights, they're all set near the max. If Noble hadn't appointed him a nutritionist along with his stylist, David would be downright scrawny. There's no way he was putting up these numbers. In which case, the digits on the weights could be a clue. But there's too many, and I can't guess the order. So what the hell, Ashur? Did you just set all these weights to the max because it looked more neat? Alright, I've searched the whole room now. Make a break. Oh my god, I have to put it in. Okay, so, oh shit. Is he gonna... 11? I don't remember the... Ah! Wait, I forgot it. Shit. 24... I fucking don't remember. But one hint that I came across. The blue painting, 11/25/58. Son of a mother lover, 11/25/58. The date the painting was signed. Password, that is an isn't left in plain sight. Nice one. Hey, Morgan, What? What? How did you get it open? What is that? I turned back around just in time to see a door finish swinging open with a mechanical grace, revealing a girl with a barcode embezzled across her temple in her hair.